comes a new challenger.
And they've gone for the same character. Neither side's gonna want to lose this one.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Uh-oh. Falls short. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. The fighters are at a standstill. What's going on through their heads? The low kick is blocked. The drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Checks with the projectile. Gets the jump in. Trips him up. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Nails the anti-air. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Drive rush. Gets in their face. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Drive lead is opening up, but that can still be overcome with smart drive use. Burnout is triggered. Springs forward with the drive rush. That gets the counter hit for the win. They're so good at whiff punishing.
Round two.
Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Shoots off a fireball up close. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Player 1 has the meter lead. Gets the jump in. Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. From up above, burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to tank. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Zones with the springs forward with the drive rush. Goes for the fireball. Drive rush to keep it going. They've got the meter prepared going for the super art. Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with the meter advantage. They back the opponent into the corner. Now to apply the pressure. Oh, burnout! The projectile connects, not giving the opponent any chances. Player 1 gained a hard-fought victory there. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. The jump in is denied. Oh! Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Knockdown. Blocks the jump in. Blocks the ambiguous crossup. Takes a trip. Capitalizes on every mistake and picks up the perfect KO.
Round two.
Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Projectile to try and change the situation. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireballs. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Barely blocks the jump in. Manages to block the jump in attack. Player 1 is working with a less than ideal, experiencing burnout. Player springs forward with the drive rush. Which way you gonna block? A quick breather. Risky up close scrap still going. Throws a projectile to zone the opponent. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to tank. All in with the rush! They can't make goes for the Shin Hashogen. Sneaks in the throw. Player 1 proved to be the victor in that mirror match. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Uses a fireball to try and establish their pace. Deftly shuts out the jump. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? Will the drive parry here open things up for them? Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Backs them into the corner. Holds out with the block. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning string. A drive impact could end it all here. Player 2 in trouble with no drive. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. Player 1, burnout activates. Closes with the throw. Hitting them with the smart stuff. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Shoots off a fireball up close. Dual game, burnout triggered. Knockdown and player 2 in dire straits with burnout. Super arts on deck for both fighters. Now fires off the Shinku Hadouken. Dashes up. Not much life difference. Jumps in. Springs forward with the drive rush. Drops him hard. Attempts to break the scale drive rush to keep it going. They're not willing to risk it for the overdrive. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to find the target? Low heavy, but no go. Looking for a chance. Can this drive bring them back? Player 1 will look to experience what a finish. Player 1 showed they are truly the best of the best. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Projectile to try and change the situation. Good parry here to try and make something happen. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Goes with the projectile to pressure the opponent. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. What are they thinking here? Player 1 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Knockdown. Goes for the fireball. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Good job blocking the jumping. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 2 needs to use what little drive they have left effectively. Sticks the jump in. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Taking springs forward with the drive rush. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zone attack. Went for the chip kill. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Overdrive Hadouken. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. Still scrapping for controlled drive runs to keep it going. He goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Burnout activates. Going in? Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Tries him from above. Let's go. Player 2 is on track to charges up the plasma. Player 2 has depleted their drive game, but they are still within range. Leg sing. That amazing never say die attitude got them the win. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Uses their drive game. Anti-air in the clutch. Fireball into the reads the jump in perfectly. This is the idea. Betting it all on the drive rush. Player 1 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Both fighters planning something. Jumps in. Barely blocks the jump in. Turns out. Players the low block. Amazing. Gets in the perfect fireball range. Here comes the corner pressure. Hits the drive. We see a drive. And back here. Knocked him out of the air. In a Shogeki. This could be make or break. Flatlines him. Player 1 comes away with the win. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Looks to add more pressure by parrying the projectile. The jump-in is denied. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. Overdrive. Okay, both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. All right. Perfect air-to-air. Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. Deftly shuts out the jump-in. Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. What are they thinking here? Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. The damage is really piling up now. You can see how cornering your opponent is such an effective game plan. That's the jump in there we're looking for. Knockdown. Throws the fireball, he picks up the win with the projectile. Good read. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Looks like they want to establish a rhythm with their ground game and fireball. Projectile to try and change the situation. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Uses the parry. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Player 1 has them, springs forward with a drive rush. This is the ideal range to utilize the fireball. Drive rush to keep it going. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Barely blocks the jump in. They've got the meter for a drive impact. Jumps up. Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. Player 2, burnout activates. What'll happen here? Jump, tries to KO. Player 1 is the last fighter standing. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here? Had the radar up and running. Goes for the fireball. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? Goes with the projectile to pressure the opponent. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Definitely shuts out the jump. Plenty of space between the two fighters, but who will decide to close the gap? Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. Throws the fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strategy. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Does this super art connect? Big counter. KO. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Nice cross-up. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. Medium kick hits. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. This is the ideal range to utilize the fireball. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range, experiencing burnout. Player 2 in dire straits with burnout. What? Anti-air. Uses the fireball to try and get forward rush. Backed into the corner. Beats them over the air. Player, what a finish! Player 1 is the last fighter standing. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Medium kick hits. No good up high. Checks with the projectile. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. Still slugging it out here. Lays on the pressure with the projectile. Taking stock. Player 1 chases him down. Parries the projectile. Sticks the jump in. Shoots off a fireball up close. Springs forward with the drive rush. Drive rush to keep it going. Oh, this is so close. Can they take it by using their drive? Blocks it. The quarter makes it hard to escape. The corner throw ends it. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Let's off the projectile to waste time. Did well to get the buff in. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Oh, burnout triggered. Player 2 is in burnout. Drive rush to keep it going. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Big opportunity now in this corner. They've got the meter for a drive impact. Barely blocks the jump in. What'll happen here? Player 2 is barely oh, snipe! Gets into perfect burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Player 1 in there. Player 1 proved to be the victor in that mirror match. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Shoots off a fireball up close. Holds out with the block. Saw that low heavy coming. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. No good up high. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. Not a lot of damage dealt so far. No telling how this match will turn out. Taking stock. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Checks him with a projectile, capitalizes on every mistake, and picks up the perfect KO. Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. Holds out with the block. Parries to cancel the fireball. Player 2 had a hard time managing their drive gauge last round, and I'm sure they're aware that they need to start adapting. Burnout activates! Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Will we see a drive it? Scrapping it out, experiencing burnout. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. What a read with that anti-air! Player 1 proved to be the victor in that mirror match. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Will we see our fighters kill each other out, or just let it fly in this opening round? This is a good range to test the opponent's reaction to fireballs. Player 2 has the life lead. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Blocks the jump in. What are they thinking here? Both fighters' drive gauges are empty. Let's see how this affects the neutral game. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. Checks them with a projectile. Goes for a drive rush. They're looking to keep on the offensive for as long as possible. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Backs away. Not about that BFF life right now. Knockout, drive, rush to keep it going. They don't need to go for anything big. Even a light tap could win this round. KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes for the jump in to start the round. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. Then springs forward with the drive rush. Jumps up, grabs and throws them away. Drive rush to keep it going. What'll happen here? Avoids getting stuck in the corner somehow. Super on deck for both fighters. Expect to see some fireworks. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Takes the opponent out of the air. This is a chance to dictate the pace. A quick breather. This is the ideal range to utilize. Burnout activates. Switching to Hadouken. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Player 1 fires off the Shinku Hadouken. They've got the meter for a drive impact. What's next? Player 2, solid anti-air. Flatline zone. Player 1 survived that tense mirror match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Fireball from very low. What's next here? Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? Raised on the pressure with the projectile. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weak. Alright, what's coming up next? Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. Player 1 chases them down. If they can't escape this rock-solid corner pressure this round, will this super art connect? Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. And the throw ends the round. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Shoots off a fireball up close. Did well to get the buff in there. Denies the low head. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Springs forward with the drive rush. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to kick. They're thinking of scoring big off this gauge use. Drive boosted Hadouken. Medium kick hit. Drive rush to keep it going. Oh, That was a well-placed projectile.
Ryu
Player
wins.
1 gained a hard-fought victory.